Okay, we'll now go through the end of year exam paper from last year, and let's start with question number 1. Which of the following does not describe a hardware? We know that hardware can be internal or external. Internal hardware is like a motherboard. External hardware would be like a keyboard. Okay, hardware can be definitely seen or touched. Hardware instructs the computer on what to do. No, this is not done by hardware. It's the software that instructs the computer on what to do. So this is the answer. This does not describe a hardware. Okay. Question number 2. Which of the following is an input device? Input device allows us to enter data into the computer. So a keyboard is an input device. So question number 2 is A. Question number 3. Which of the following describes an output operation? So output means data that is sent out by a computer. So a boy tapping his EasyLink card means he's entering data, so it's not output. A lady pressing the bell is also input. A man talking to the bus driver, this is trying to distract you from the answer. Okay, so we need to have something that is using electronics. Okay, so we don't consider a man talking to another person something to do with electronics. Okay, so part D, a monitor showing the address of the bus next stop. So this is using a screen to show the computers what is the next stop gonna be. Okay, so number 3 is D. Number 4, which of the following is an example of a storage device? So storage device stores data, so you can choose a solid state drive. So number 4 is D. Which of the following component is not found on the motherboard? So we do not plug a thumb drive onto a motherboard. We only plug it externally through via the USB ports. Okay, for the rest, graphics card, memory, processor are all plugged into the motherboard. Okay, number 6, Kane's laptop has crashed. Which of the following could have caused it? So part A is option A is deleting of system files. So you can put it aside. You may think that if you delete very important files, your computer may not function properly. So we are going to put A aside. Eating and drinking away from the laptop. We always tell children not to eat and drink at the laptop, not away. So this cannot be. Okay, so B is out. Okay, B is out. Okay, placing laptop at a well-ventilated place means there's always a good flow of air, so it will not overheat the computer system, so which is a good thing. So part C is also out. Okay, regularly updating antivirus software is also a good thing because you will prevent virus from crashing the computer. So B, C, D are all good things. It could not have, they cannot have caused the computer to crash. So A is the best answer for question number 6. Question number 7, which of the following is a violation of copyright? That means, what could you do that will land you in trouble? Okay, so part A, checking if a piece of work is copyrighted. If you check, it means you are being responsible. So A is out. Giving credit to the creator, so you recognize that this work does not belong to you. You give the creator of the piece of work the credit, so this is a good thing. So B is out. Installing software which you have bought a license for. If you bought, okay, you pay for the license, you should be able to install it. So it is recognized and is legal. Okay, so number 7, using music or video without permission. This is a violation of copyright. So 7 is D. Number 8, in a vector graphic software, what does duplicate mean? If you duplicate, okay, we often use Ctrl D in Inkscape. It means it creates a exact image, okay, of an object that you have duplicated. So I think the best one is to create a copy of an object. Okay, so B is the answer. Next, number 9. Which of the following best describes a vector graphic? Vector graphics uses nodes and paths to draw it. So this is the best answer. Okay, these are all knowledge questions. If you have listened in class, you should be able to point out that this is the correct answer. Okay. Question number 10. Which of the following is likely a vector graphic? Okay, vector graphic must end with, for Inkscape, graphics, it ends with SVG, and anything drawn in Inkscape software are vectors. So this is the best answer. Okay. So for this PNG is a raster graphic, which is made up of individually colored pixels. For PPT is actually PowerPoint. Okay, it's a presentation. And for DOCX is actually a document created in Microsoft Word. Okay, so number 10 is C. Number 11. Which has been done to diagram A to produce diagram B? As you can see, the star no longer retain its shape and size, so something must have changed. If it's just getting bigger or smaller but the shape stays the same, then it's resized. However, this time round it is definitely askew. Okay, it's slanted. Okay, it cannot be cropped because we can still see all 5 corners of the star. Okay, it cannot be rotated because it has lost its shape. Okay. Okay, so number 11 is D for Denmark. Number 12, what is the name of the parts labeled X? So the parts labeled X is actually the handles. After you edit node, you add node, you can actually pull the handles labeled X to adjust the curve of the path. Okay, so A is the answer for 12. Number 13, which of the following is an example of a sans serif font? Sans serif means no tail. Okay, the only one and the most popular one is Arial. Okay, I would say that B would be more of a decorative font. Okay, decorative font type. Okay, C, this type of fonts can be considered decorative or is a serif because it has tails. And same for D. Times New Roman is known to be a very popular serif font. Okay, so 13 is A. Number 14, Allegra needed to create a newsletter for the school. Which software should she use? She should use, for newsletter, she should consider using a document processing software. Out of the 4 options, okay, the second option is to calculate numbers. The third one, vector graphic, is to do drawings, and D is to make videos. Okay, so they are all not suitable except for A. So number 15, which of the following is an example of page size? Page size would be a letter size. Okay, other than letter will be A4, A5, A3. Okay, so center is just a justification, and it is for the fonts. It is for the paragraph of words. Okay, and landscape, it is a layout. It is orientation. For landscape is under page layout. Narrow would likely linked to margins, narrow margins. Okay, which is under page layout as well. Okay, number 16 now. Which of the following cannot be done to tables in a word process document? Tables, you cannot delete columns. Is it you cannot merge cells, or you cannot perform calculations or shade the cells? Okay, so the best answer now is cannot perform calculations, because as you can see, what I'm having right now is I am in Microsoft Word document, and I have a table. I've just highlighted a table. Okay, so you can see I can easily give it a color. Okay, I can easily give it a color. So shading cells is not a problem for a table in Microsoft Word. Merging cells, okay, if I merge these two cells together under layout, merge cells, okay, it's also possible. Okay, and when it comes to deleting columns, no problem. Okay, so I can just put my mouse here, right click, and I can choose delete columns. Okay, so you see this table I can do delete columns, merging cells, and shading cells for this table in Microsoft Word. For calculations, it just will not do a sum, equal sum, and a cell range. It will not do. That is only done by Microsoft Excel. Okay, so number 16, C is the best answer. It cannot be done to tables in word process document. Number 17, which of the following is not a purpose of a storyboard? Okay, it's not a purpose of storyboard. For 17, storyboard helps us decide what media elements to use and where to put them. Okay, it's a plan. It is to understand what we want in an animation, okay, how we want the story to flow. It will give us a better idea how the presentation will turn out to be. We can plan the flow of content using storyboard, but it does not make the slides easier to read. This is very much dependent on what font type you use, what font size, what font color you use. Okay, so I think 17C, C for 17 is the best answer. Number 18, which of the following is an application of interactive multimedia communication? This has to do with PowerPoint. Okay, so where would you use this interactive multimedia communication? So where will you put a PowerPoint that has action buttons for you to click? Okay, so the best answer now is self-checkout kiosk. Okay, number 18 is C. Number 18 is B. Number 19 now. Okay, for this spreadsheet done in Microsoft Excel, so which tool has been used on cells A1 to C1? So A1 to C1, okay, there's it's been shaded, so the best answer is highlight. Okay, number 19 is B. Number 20, which formula would you use in C8 to calculate the total price of the nuts? So C8 is here. Total price will be, I will use equal sum. Okay, equal sum is the only function to add. Okay, to add. So there's no such thing as equal total. Okay, so add from C2 to C6. So equal sum C2 to C6. So number 20, C is the answer.